Hello, everyone, and welcome to our universe.
The CayVin Universe.
Oh, yes, we are your hosts. I'm Vinny.
And I'm Caylin.
Of course, you can follow us at the CayVin Universe on social media.
And you can email us at thecayvinuniverse@gmail.com.
Oh, yes, bonus episode time. We're not going to waste any time this time. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Caylin, what the heck did you think about SummerSlam?
Let's see. There were some surprises in there, some oohs and some ahs.
Oh, God, the whole you won't see it coming. They used that like all night.
God,
and there really wasn't much
it.
of not seeing anything coming, except for, the ending. We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
So the first match was and it sucks. It was on the pre-show.
Yeah, they announced that like 2 hours before. Yeah,
so you had the U.S. title match get pumped to the pre-show, which I thought was weird because they spent so much time like that took up a lot of segments on Raw. It's got its fair share of screen time on Raw, for all that just to bump it to the pre-show. I mean, I know you need a match on the pre-show, but I know, like we said in the last podcast, we heard there might have been other matches or something. You could have gave someone else that pre-show slot and then put the U.S. title match on the main card, because some of the other matches did go a little too long. You could have fit it in there.
They weren't going to have enough time. They had to move it.
Yeah, but you could, like I said, you could have probably cut a few matches like 5 minutes short. On each, give them a good 10 to 15 minutes.
I was like, speed it up.
Yeah, exactly. Speed it up. Some are kind of going a little slow. It's a new thing we kind of invented.
Yeah, invented.
Or a new thing we made up. Yeah, I don't know.
It's okay. Continue.
It's been a wild night. So of course you won that one. I know I originally said MVP was gonna win the U.S. title. Yeah. And you set up Apollo Crews, so Apollo Crews did win. It was a pretty good match.
It was overall.
I kind of just left it at that. We'll see where the storyline goes.
Yeah.
So that's something we'll just have to wait tomorrow, tomorrow
and
on Raw.
Bobby Lashley came out at the end of that one.
Yeah, Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin came out because all three of them were together. Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, and MVP. We didn't mention that last podcast, but so we'll see how that plays out. Okay, so next we had the first of two Asuka matches. So we had Asuka versus Bayley.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say this right now. I kind of predicted this would happen.
Yeah, you did.
The way it's funny because there's a joke that people use, I guess, in the IWC, the internet wrestling community, just stupid. But anyway, there's jokes people use that the roll up is the most dangerous move in all of wrestling, because literally so many people lose with the roll up, and I just think it's annoying when you
Where
have.
Where did it come from?
Roll up. That's exactly, you don't see it coming. No, roll up literally is when they roll you up and they pin you in a roll up, and you're quick 1, 2, 3. You lost, and that's just like basically the number one move used to protect somebody. Like they didn't lose fair and square. They got rolled up when they were distracted, and they got rolled up, and it was just quick, and it's meant to like, I don't know what happened. Like it throws you off, and you just it's meant to look so people don't look like they lost fair and square, and then makes them look bad. But it's just stupid that they use that for everything, especially in a big match like this.
Yeah.
They, Bayley won with the roll up, but you could say Asuka was distracted because of Sasha, whatever.
Yeah.
So, of course, Bayley won. Bayley retained the title, and Asuka.
Yeah, and two, like I was trying to understand, like at the end, and finally, like when you explained it, like, well, no, this is why she had to win. Like it made more sense, seeing that she actually won, and
because technically Sasha never won the women's title fair, so it was only fair for her to be the one to lose to Asuka.
Yeah.
And Bayley's the one that's had her title reign for a long time. So it's only fair if she keeps it. So, and like I said, maybe this is going to start next week is already another pay-per-view Payback. So
I know.
We'll come back next week. We won't do the predictions episode because literally it's 1 week. So it's like, what the fuck? We didn't see that coming.
I know. Literally, right?
Right?
That's what they meant.
Exactly. You won't see another pay-per-view coming next week. But we'll do a bonus post review.
Yeah, after we watch it.
Yeah, so they're going to fight for the tag team titles at that pay-per-view. So who knows if that's going to start. Maybe they lose the titles too, and then it's just Bayley with the one title, and then that's going to start something between them.
Did they say who they're going to go up against?
I don't think so. I don't think.
I'm sure they'll find out tomorrow, probably on Raw.
Yeah, they have to, because they only have Raw and SmackDown to tell everyone the matches.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they literally keep saying, they're going to fight at the pay-per-view, but they don't say who.
Yeah, exactly. We'll see. We'll have to watch Raw and SmackDown this week.
Yeah, we will. We'll record them. Yeah. What'd you think of this match?
Overall, I thought this one was good. Yeah, like I said, my guess was wrong. I really thought Asuka was going to take this one, but Bailey's still on top, obviously.
Yeah, it was a good match, but I just thought the ending was just they could have done it better.
Yeah.
They could have done a lot better.
Yeah.
Okay, next we had the Raw Tag Team Champions. Now this was just basically a fun match, and kind of something that I not predicted, but you could see it kind of forthcoming, when we had the whole, Street Profits first of all, great match, and then when you had the part where Dawkins hits Selena Vega off the apron, she goes down, Andrade goes to check on her, so by the time Angel Garza is like hurting and needs to tag in Andrade, he's not there, and then he gets thrown off, and then Street Profits were able to capitalize and win, and they retain the titles. So that was
like we thought.
Yeah, exactly.
That was our guess.
So pretty good.
Pretty good.
And then after this, we had the Mandy Rose versus Sonya Deville.
What
you think of this match?
Sorry. I just had to be upfront with that.
What'd you think of this?
It was good. We knew what was going to happen. We knew that, due to the circumstances, that she was going to have to take some time off, and we knew.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Well, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And we even said it during the match. You're like, do you think she'll come back during the Royal Rumble? And I was like, yeah, that's January. That's plenty of time.
Plenty of time, yeah.
Plenty of time.
But we don't know, yeah. Not
but
in
yeah,
that position.
We wish her well. Hope she does good, clears her head, gets back on track with her life, and then by the time she comes back, she'll be popular, or like she'll be revived, and everyone will be so like happy to see her, and then that would do a favor for her.
Her fans will know that she's better when she's back.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, after that we had the Dominic Mysterio versus Seth Rollins.
Oh wow.
Yeah. First of all, next time we see Dominic wrestle, he's not wearing that hood. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
Because you could tell that was number one. That was annoying me. That damn hood was like in the way the whole match.
It
was
like flopping around.
He was just flopping around. You could tell, and then it was like clearly you could tell that every time the hood would come up, he would like throw his head back to try to get off. And it was like, dude, you should have got like a Velcro.
It was in his way,
yeah, and you could tell he didn't even like it to begin with, because as soon as he stepped out, he threw the hood off. It's like, dude, you was just in the way the whole time. I guarantee. Another thing, but the rest of the outfit was badass, and the music badass. The music is badass.
The music,
his music
good.
Badass.
Yeah. But you can even tell too, like he was probably relieved midway during the match when Seth Rollins like had to actually take it off of him, like to pull it all the way down. He's probably like, thank God, get it out of the way. I
mean, but damn, to have your debut match against Seth Rollins and to be the son of Rey Mysterio. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I mean that's.
And then when they mentioned Eddie.
Yeah, he's got the frog splash. So yeah, I mean that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought it was crazy when, like, he would do a move or Seth Rollins would hit him. They'd be like, "Oh, Mysterio," and it's like, but it's like Dominic Mysterio. But in your head, you got all these years of just hearing that, you just automatically think Rey Mysterio, and he's just right outside.
Yeah.
But that was a great match, emotional match with the. Involving, of course, Ray, and then involving his mom.
Yeah. You could tell it was so real.
Yeah. See, that's what I mean. That's what I love about wrestling is like, yes, it's scripted and everything is played out in a way like a TV show, but then there are parts where you can see the realness in the things. So that's awesome.
Yeah, awesome.
And then, of course, like I said, Dominic wasn't winning his debut match against Seth Rollins. So of course Seth Rollins got the win.
There were a couple of times that I was like, "Whoa!" They almost gave it to him.
But there was some good spots. Of course, there was a big table spot. There was a kendo stick spot. I mean, for his first match, he did pretty good.
Yeah, pretty well.
Yeah, pretty good. And after that, that's when we had Asuka's second match. So we had Asuka versus Sasha Banks. What'd you think of this match?
I'm glad that they gave Asuka at least one of them, especially like now knowing how you would explain that Sasha took it in the wrong way,
yeah,
she didn't
exactly
actually
she didn't actually earn it.
Yeah, then I was glad that she was able to get it back.
Yeah, so it was only fair. Asuka gets it back, and you can see the disappointment Sasha has towards Bailey. So like I said, it's gonna start to
Bailey,
crumble.
what did she say? She was like, she was so fast.
I love Bailey's like side remarks, because it's like, I think she purposely like makes them up to like be like, think, I don't know, not crazy, but just funny things like that.
Yeah.
Even when she insults, she's like, yeah, you suck. I was like, she should be like, your YouTube channel sucks.
You smell.
Like what?
I'm just curious. Now my next thing is, because I remember they announced that they were going to be wrestling again next week. So
yeah,
I really want to know who.
yeah. So we'll be back here. Well, we'll have other episodes throughout the week, but especially next Sunday we'll be back here.
Yeah.
With the second
payback.
part of this story.
Yeah.
You see how much it's unfolded in just 1 week. But anyway, so after that we had the WWE Championship match, Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton.
Yeah.
What can I say about this? Talk
Never saw
about
that
your
coming.
classic lame dash O. This was so. I expected more.
Yeah.
I expected a lot more.
I can agree.
Yeah, and for Drew McIntyre to
Sad.
win with the backslide. I mean, the match was good. Of course, Randy Orton is not. His style of wrestling is more of a slow paced,
Yeah.
heavy
It ended so
hitting.
quick.
Mm-hmm. And then it was just didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
It just ended.
Point of that.
Yeah, I expected more. Who knows? I don't know.
I don't know
That was one
either.
of those.
It's
That
like,
was
what?
one of those speed it up type matches. But anyway, maybe I'm just coming from a biased point of view because I wanted Randy to win. Of course, Randy didn't win. He lost with the damn backslide. There was a perfect opportunity for Drew McIntyre. Was going to claim more Randy. He did, or he was going to, and then Randy perfectly ducked, and Drew went flying over Randy. And then right then and there, perfect opportunity for Randy to just arc out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Drew didn't see it coming. Well, he tried that. And then what happens? Drew gets him to a backslide out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And then backslides 1, 2, 3. And then
That's it.
talk
Like what?
about your classic lame dash O. Disappointing, but
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, Drew McIntyre with the title isn't bad either. So I just expected more from that.
Yeah.
And then maybe they'll wrestle again. Maybe Randy Orton chases the title a little bit because that's the thing. Randy Orton, everyone expected Randy to win because no one thinks of Randy as a person that quote unquote chases the title.
Yeah.
He normally just fucking wins it.
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
know? So maybe we'll
Yeah.
maybe we'll see how
maybe that was
plays
the
out.
point because like in the beginning when Drew was like doing his speech or whatever, and he was like, you have everything handed to you. Maybe he
that's
just
true.
for once wanted to be like, no, not everything is, you get what you want.
Yeah, and Drew, we're looking at this, of course, like the same thing about wrestling. Like you have to, it's like, what's it called? Believing in disbelief, but then there's also a layer of realness. So we're looking at it from kind of the story point of view, but in real life, Drew McIntyre really has busted his ass, and Randy Orton kind of really has had everything handed to him.
Mm-hmm.
So if that part was a real TV show, you would want Drew McIntyre to have the title.
Yeah.
In both senses. So I don't know if that makes sense, but
It does.
basically he busted his ass and he truly deserves it.
Yeah.
But yeah. So next we had the Universal Championship.
Yeah.
Braun Strowman and the Fiend.
The grand
So
finale.
I was super excited for this match.
Yeah.
And then talk about your classic lame dash O.
Dash 2.
2.0.
2.0.
The match was good itself, honestly. There was a botched table spot, but looked like it still did hurt. Like that would have broke my tailbone.
Yeah.
But so it, overall, I think the match was great. But
nothing to talk about tomorrow.
well, I mean, I'm torn because the Fiend won the title. Let's just say that. I mean, if you haven't seen it, the Fiend won the title.
Yeah.
But just I don't know. I wasn't satisfied.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel that, yeah.
I mean, Fiend's entrance, amazing. His entrance was great. Love his entrance.
It's not towards the end when you were like, okay. Because remember you thought they were just going to cut to Braun next?
Oh, yeah, because normally, when he gets to the corner and squats, it's like a tutun, and then his music
That's
ends.
it, right?
And then they kept playing it, and then at one point, he's, bobbing his head to it, and I was like, any minute now. But no, so the Fiend won. Braun exposed, literally, I guess that's what I didn't like about it, because everything was good until Braun got he got a box cutter from outside, from a toolbox that the Fiend had used earlier in the match. And he starts cutting up the ring, exposes the wood. But literally, as soon as he exposed the woods, he turns around, the Fiend's right there. The Fiend slams him on the wood a couple times, or he slams him on it once, does Sister Abigail twice, and then wins.
Yeah.
It was like...
He just tore up the floor for himself.
Exactly. Exactly. At least slam the Fiend on it. It's literally you just created your own demise in under 30 seconds.
Wow.
So
I know we're not the only people that noticed that. So
yeah, it's just the execution.
what?
That's what I didn't like. The execution was up, but overall, I mean, both of those guys, Like them both, awesome.
Yeah.
But I guess it was all for a reason.
Yeah,
Because what we truly, this whole time we've been joking about it, but what we truly didn't see coming was Bray Wyatt was in the ring, new champion, then boom, out of nowhere. Didn't see it coming. Roman Reigns, Spears, Bray Wyatt.
Wow.
What was your first thoughts?
Whoa. Maybe I should keep my mouth shut. Because I'm like, oh my God, just going to keep him out forever.
Right.
Talking shit and
we were
everything.
literally
And
just talking about that today. Like, where's Roman Reigns? And then there was a, what was it? It was just like a ad on WWE that WWE did. And we're like, oh, that's his only screen time. Like, we're joking about it.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, joking lightheartedly because, like, you know, we kind of wanted him back.
Yeah,
we hadn't seen him since WrestleMania.
Yeah. Now we're excited.
There was one point where I hated Roman Reigns, but if he literally, I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah, I mean, and it wasn't that long ago that I really hated Roman Reigns. But how he looked tonight, number one, jacked to the gills.
Yeah.
Number two, his shirt said, what did it say? His shirt says, wreck everyone and leave, which is just badass.
And what he did.
And the way he was just talking trash and like how he literally, not only did he attack Fiend, he literally attacked Braun Strowman too, speared him, sacked him with the chair, went back and attacked the Fiend. If he continues like that, like I'm just going to be a badass and I'm just going to literally wreck everyone and leave and not care what anyone says. I'm not going to be a good guy. I'm not going to be a bad guy. I'm just going to do whatever I want. Boom. That you got the greatest superstar ever right there.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's people still going to boo him, but you're going to start getting everyone over. He's going to start figuring out the pieces,
basically. Is he supposed
basically.
to be a bad guy?
It's just he was always pushed too soon by WWE, and it always backfired because they always wanted they wanted to give him the John Cena treatment because they wanted to make him the next John Cena, you know, which John Cena was essentially the next Hulk Hogan or The Rock or whatever. And every time they did that, basically the fans just saw right through it and just pushed back and constantly booed him. Didn't want him in the spotlight. Didn't want him in these matches because, and it wasn't Roman Reigns' fault. Like I said, it's the fault of WWE for clearly shoving him down our, you know, the fans' throat when we could see right through, you know, the writing on the wall. And number two is because you had other wrestlers that people were heavily invested in, like Daniel Bryan and things like that, that wanted that Roman Reigns was kind of stealing their spotlight that they wanted. You know, and it's just, I just think he was, honestly, in real life is probably one of the coolest guys from everything, you know, people say, you know, be backstage and everything. So he literally was just a guy that kind of in the wrong place at the wrong time and kind of just like stuck in this misunderstanding that everyone just hated him just because they wanted to push him too soon.
Well, we'll see how it goes now.
Exactly. And that was the number one thing. Give him enough time. Let him figure out the pieces. Because that was another thing too. He sucks talking on the mic. And most of being a giant superstar is talking on the mic. But now he's better because it takes time to develop all those things. Like I said, he's just putting together all the pieces. And now look at him. If he keeps following this badass path, it's going to happen for him. You know, The Rock, everyone hated The Rock when he first, you know, started in WWE. They would chant, die, Rocky, die.
Wow,
and now look at The Rock.
Wow.
Yeah, that happens. Every wrestler kind of goes through that. Unless you're a quote-unquote indie darling, meaning that everyone, you know, they've seen you work in front of 100 people. So in a way, that's kind of paying your dues in the fans' eyes. You know, they don't, you know, a lot of times these super, like straight up, strict, hardcore fans, they don't like the WWE-made superstars like Roman Reigns, who didn't know anything wrestling before, and then WWE just made him into a wrestler. That's like the main pushback people get. It just, you know, the internet just brings out all these like straight up like hardcore people, and then it's like, even to those, like, I love wrestling. I've watched wrestling all my life, and I'm always gonna love wrestling. But if you're that into it where you're gonna nitpick like that much, you know what I mean? And I understand it's bias. Maybe you saw a guy, you were one of the 100 people that this guy wrestled in front of. So of course you're going to really want to support people like that because you can always say, oh, I was there. But it's like, at the end of the day, it's a show. Just enjoy the product and trust. And you kind of like trust that they know what they're doing. But
exactly.
Then again, you know, sometimes that's not that easy because sometimes they don't know what they're doing. You know.
Wow.
Anyway.
Overall, what would you rate the pay-per-view?
I'd give it a 6.
Okay. I was
6 out of 10.
7.
7 out of 10? Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. I mean, there's only so much they can do under the circumstances, but Thunderdome is cool. The big arena of Zoom calls, as John Moxley says.
Yeah. We enjoyed seeing some of the people when they would get close up. We saw like a Baby Yoda and
a Pikachu and a Squirtle.
Oh yeah, Squirtle. Somebody was wearing a mask. But what I was saying was they probably have like, I don't know if I said it on the last podcast, but they probably have like a team of people constantly watching all those calls.
Yeah.
Make sure nobody's doing nothing
I
bad,
wonder if
I
anyone's
guess.
jerking it on the Zoom call.
Or like doing drugs or
That'd
something
be terrible.
like that.
Smoking a joint. That'd be cool. Anyway. But yeah, guys, that's our thoughts of SummerSlam, honestly. I mean, I'm excited to come back and talk more wrestling next week.
Yeah, me
So
too. We'll see how it goes.
Yep, we'll be coming out with an episode on, what's today? Sunday. We'll be coming out with an episode on Wednesday, an episode on Saturday, and then the bonus episode next week will be on Sunday.
Yes.
So be looking forward to that. Let us know what you guys thought of SummerSlam. You feel free to email us, DM us on Instagram.
Yeah.
Follow us, subscribe, help us grow. That's the only way you can, or that's the number one way you can support us.
Yeah.
Is just by sharing and helping us grow. All right. Anything else, Caylin?
No, I think that is all. I think we're good.
All right. Well, thank you guys.
I enjoyed this wrestling talk.
Right. Did you enjoy the pay-per-view? I just, enjoyed time spending with you watching the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
With our pizza and wings. It's a special occasion.
Yeah, it was. But all right, guys. Peace and love. Thank you for listening, and you will hear from us soon.
Bye, guys.